every day is energy expenditure maximization day. You have to understand that every day you must wake up with the intention to conquer yourself and to dominate the day, to stack those wins like trophies, to catch a trophy, throw it behind you, and then to continue that on an infinite cycle until you hit the fucking casket. Most of you guys go through life, navigating your way like, primates. You can't control your mind. You're always indulging in the addiction, in the Pornhub, in the vape, in the weed, in the, drugs. But you never looked in the mirror and understood that you could transform yourself and your world, which you experience, your life, by transforming yourself. Everyone believes that the power of their reality is out of their hands. They believe that the external world controls their reality. They believe they have to wake up and they have to do something, externally. They have to, fulfill tasks or, maybe go to college or get a job. But really, if you just personally develop into the individual and become the individual you always need in every fucking area, and to maximize yourself and to wake up with the intention to conquer and dominate yourself and your life, and to put your time and energy into constructive, positive habits that build you and others, everything that you thought you needed externally will manifest from your internal state. You have to understand how state coherency works. The state you are most coherent to is what's manifesting your reality. So if you wake up every day in this coherent state of being a low-level, apathetic piece of shit, addicted bum that can't do nothing but drink and smoke, always needs to go to a party to escape their reality instead of confront that low-level bitch in the mirror, understand that you are literally going to create a reality that reflects that shit. And so when you wake up at your mom's house when you're 24, well, in the basement with your video game, sleeping in the sheets you came on, well, understand it's because the state you cohere to was the low-level bitch in the mirror. But the moment you actually wake up with the intention to transform yourself internally, and to maximize your external output by, internal energy expenditure maximization, to put your energy into everything that you need to put your energy into, and to maximize that every single fucking day. The moment you do that and you cohere to that state and you wake up with the intention to do that every single fucking day, you now create a new possibility in the quantum field. And so when we look at quantum physics, when we look at potentiality, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and understand that you have infinite potential, and the life that you get once is, whatever you want to do with it, you can do with it. So whatever vision, whatever you have in front of you that you need to do to fulfill your life. I mean, everyone has or had something they wanted to do in their life, but only few actually took that step and started walking up the staircase to heaven to fulfill that task. All of you guys have this, dream that you left in the dream state, and only few took the step to put on their boots, to tie them shits, to step out into reality, and to dominate themselves every single fucking day to create it. And so when we look at certain individuals, when we look at the people with the, insane work ethic, you have to understand we never missed a 3 a.m. wake up. We never missed a 3:45 a.m. workout at the 24-hour gym. We never missed a 5 a.m. workout at the 5 a.m. gym. And so you have to understand that we never missed a macro count. We never missed a page out the book. And so when you naturally incline and deposit your daily energy into habits like that, well, you're naturally going to emanate a more positive, constructive individual. And so those habits that you input into yourself, that energy is going to stay with you the entire day. When you hit that workout and you feel like a fucking beast, that's just going to carry, throughout your entire day. That frequency is going to stay within you. And so when you start to do other tasks like your business or whatever the fuck you work on your life to create a better reality for yourself externally wise, that energy that you input it into yourself during the workout, those, energetic encoded affirmations that you pump out with the most ferocious of reps, to look in the mirror with the meanest fucking look, and to tell yourself, to have the most positive self-talk, and then to, transfigure that, and to configure and refigure the individual in the mirror, and then to, emanate and to postulate and to reverberate that throughout your existence, throughout, your daily fucking sequencing in life. You have to understand that when you put your time and energy into those habits, you become the individual, you become that. Your habits are a reflection of you. Your habits inhabit your mind. So if you're drunk, if you're a lame, if you're a bitch, well, guess what? You're gonna, emanate that through your habits. So when you pick up the drink at the Pornhub, well, now when you go out into public, you feel like a bitch, can't even, walk up to a female with confidence and assert who the fuck you are. But, you're gonna stay there. You're gonna belittle yourself in your mind. You're comparing yourself to, online dicks. I mean, guys, you can't get worse than that. Do yourself a favor. Go to the link in the description. Join the self-development community. Confront the bitch in the mirror and do everything to destroy him every single day. I mean, when I say destroy, I mean to absolutely, obliterate and incinerate, and to, and so the state that you cohere to the most is going to reflect into your reality. And so the habits are the most important thing, because the habits construct the individual. The moment you dial in on those daily inputs and you truly lock in and you promise and you never give up or fail yourself, to never miss a fucking day, to show up every day with the most relentless look on your face, and to relentlessly pursue the best version of you, that's where it is. That's where the fountain, that, that the richness of life, whatever the fuck they call that shit, that's where it is. It's in the habits. It's in the waking up every day and dominating yourself to the point where, you get into a room with mediocre individuals and now you're agitated and irritated because you have to be aware of their existence. Get to that level of development. Get to the level of development where you hate low quality, where you hate everything that, is below what you need to, input into yourself. Anything that is below the best is the worst. So if it's below the best, well, fucking hate that shit, and don't project it externally, but look at yourself in the mirror and hate it so much that you never let it contaminate you. That level of mediocrity that these motherfuckers try to postulate and project onto you, it's like, keep that shit to yourself, because we're not projecting our energy of, aggressiveness to possess ourselves in the harshest manner and master our life every fucking day onto you. So why the fuck are you projecting that insecure piece of shit, bitch, low quality energy onto us? We're not pressuring you to become a diamond. We're not gonna put that compression on you. But why the fuck are you projecting that bitch ass energy of a low quality inferior fucking primate, uncontrollable as fuck, can't even control their mind, always seeking external validation, can't even validate themselves through their own fucking actions because they're that low level and they're that inferior? I mean, you're mentally inferior if you can't control your mind. If there's individuals that exist that have 100% control over their mind, zero negative habits, and wake up every day to maximize their life and to reflect the best version of them, and to literally reflect divine coherency by always being in alignment with the best version of themselves, just to continue their existence in conscious congruency. And then you have you, who sits there and jerks off, watches porn, then goes home, needs a vape and a weed and a bottle to, escape the bitch in the mirror. Understand that you cannot escape yourself. Every day you wake up and you try to, hit the vape and the bong and whatever. You can't escape, bitch. The only way is through. So you might as well construct an individual you don't need to escape, dumb fuck. You're like a fucking primate, you're just here hitting the bong, thinking that you're gonna elevate and you're gonna rise above and become higher than what you currently are. Bitch, that shit is temporary as fuck. Do yourself a favor, instead of instantly gratifying the low level bitch in the mirror, do yourself a favor and, gratify yourself through your actions, to wake up, to hit the macro count, to hit the workout, and to read a book, because incompetence is mental illness. If you're incompetent, you're mentally ill. Do yourself a favor, join the self-development community, and actually look at the resources provided for you to actually construct an indestructible individual and to become the best version of you by evolving and compounding your development every single fucking day, instead of remaining a low quality, informidable, indistinguishable piece of shit, irreparable, irrefutably inferior, mediocre joke of an existence. That's fucking simple.